Hey there friends, Lexer Kovlev here again, welcome in another walkthrough video of my collection, again. Now, for today I have some ideas. I wanted to upscale I wanted to make my videos a little bit interesting with some other, other models. Let's see that I have in my collection. Let me open the light. Finally we have new lighting, which is essentially a lamp from IKEA, which it does the light, it's better than the previous video, so that's the most important thing. Now, where was I? Okay, so today I wanted to upscale my videos a little bit with some of my two most precious items in my collection, and essentially, one is one of a good rarity, and the other one is rare. I don't know how do I find it. I think I found it on eBay, and I searched for those ones, and they're actually pretty rare, and actually they don't have a low price out of it, so yeah, let me grab them still. Yeah, it is a blue Hot Wheels made De Tomaso Pantera. So this video is based on one of my most favorite cars of all time, which is the De Tomaso Pantera indeed, and I have another surprise to show you. Today we are about to face the difference between a Hot Wheels model and a Kyosho model of the same car, the De Tomaso Pantera. Okay, so essentially, what is the difference between those two? One is more old and one is a little bit more new. Essentially, both of those trademarks, let me face them more closely. The difference between those two models is essentially that, one is Hot Wheels and one is a Kyosho, so they are two different kind of stuff. One, the Hot Wheels one, is generally, they're really well made in terms of, they're good made, they have a good quality all around, which they are better than, of course, Burago, the standard Buragos, the Solidos, and whatever trademark which is of those, like Solido, Burago, and whatever it is. The other one is a Kyosho indeed, and the Kyosho model, the Kyosho model is a lot more detailed, a lot more beautiful than the other ones. I don't know if it's one of the best around, but I'm pretty sure that they are really well made and they have overall quality which is a lot more than the standard ones. And so essentially, let's get into our video. Let's start first with the Hot Wheels one. Yeah, this is the De Tomaso Pantera model. As you can see, is a really good one for me, and it's still a lot better than a Burago, the standard Burago, because there are normal Buragos, there are more quality Buragos, special editions and such, which I have one of them. I will not show it in this video, but let's go ahead. And this is the Hot Wheels De Tomaso Pantera GTS, and essentially, I don't have any space anymore. Let's face this up. Okay, so basically this model is really well made, and it's really rare actually. The price is really high for the car actually. It's nothing special, you know. It's not a racing version, not a limited edition thing, if I remember well, but I don't see them often, and I searched it a lot because I wanted the De Tomaso Pantera since you know 5 or 6 years, and I finally find those two. So let's head into the most parts. The general description of it is not much details, you know. As you can see, let's face the car in the front. As you can see, the lights, nothing special, if I have to be honest. The pop-ups didn't come out though, they didn't have pop-ups, but there is the section of it, you know, the little square in here. So the frontal hood didn't come up, but the rear hood, it did come up. And let's face the engine. Oh, let me grab my instrument. Okay, so we have the rear hood. Let's open it up, and this is what happens. The engine is pretty cool, if I have to be honest. It's not detailed at all, but it's good to see a big V8, you know, in this car. There is a lot of chrome parts, and surprisingly, the engine block and the headers there, they are blue, like the car. And this was a pretty good surprise for me, and yeah, I was hit by this thing, let's say. The back part of the vehicle, the exhaust part is it's simple, you know. They're not detailed at all. They're just plastic pieces out of it, without either the black part of the exhaust, you know. The exhaust tips are not the black, the internal part, which is absent, so it just does a hole in it. There is no hole in it. This is just sliced plastic, so it's pretty brutal, if I had to be really honest. So yeah, guys, sorry about that, but my camera died essentially on me. That was bad. It just goes on those battery, and which is not good at all. Is an old one, so forgive me for it. Okay, let's open it up. Really nice. As you can see, the internal parts of the engine are really, you know, chromed. They're not detailed. They're pretty rough made, you know. It's nothing to say, wow, that's a really good piece out of it. It's, you know, it's a piece. I will show you what I mean. Like, for example, let's get this thing over here. As you can see, there are a lot of chrome parts, which is, you know, a good thing. It gives, you know, that American car vibe, so it's really good. And but the engine is without any wires, doesn't contain any wires or plastic parts. I mean, it's a plastic thing or itself, but you know, it's not detailed that much. But I like it. And some cars didn't even have it, so yeah, I really like the thing. The hood, as we can see, or the trunk, is really big, because the original car has a really big trunk actually, as you can see from here, and it's really big, and it is tough to get it down. You have to push it down, which is, you know, a good thing, because some you know, some stuff, like for example that trunk over there and that hood just collapse on themselves. You will see later on, but let's just go up ahead. Essentially, this is a rude, this is pretty rudimental hood, you know. You just have to push bed, and as you can see, the car just goes ahead. let's see what interiors this car has. Okay, so let's open this up. I don't have any hook point. Well, that's bad. Oh, well, don't have any hook. I do have to do like this. Fucking hell. Like stealing a car. Just get the trauma. Okay, so let me change the lighting position as I can. Okay, it's not much, but you can clearly see how the interiors are. Actually, it contains a basic seat, as you can't see actually. Let me show you around. The seats aren't that good actually, they are pretty bad plastic, but they're basic literally, they are just real basic stuff. The pedals are welded to the ground for some reason, and this is the standard steering wheel for the Pantera GTS. The gear stick is pretty. You can't see it here. I think we will see in the editing though, but it actually has. It's tough, you know. It's a big stick. So yeah, it contains also an object holder and some other stuff like that. And you know, it's pretty basic. It has a basic instrumentation, but it has a lot of things in there, as you can see in here. It has a lot of indicators, the speedometer, the rev meter, or how it's called in English. The doors actually are real, you know, they're not something fancy. They're a little tough, but let's move aside. You can't open anything in front, so you have to change the entire position of the car. Let's open this. I had to get a little up force in here to get it open. Okay, good. Okay. You can clearly see more in detail the interiors. There are a lot of actually features in here, like the little silver holes in there. The rest of it is basic plastic, it's nothing fancy. But actually what I like the most is the lights. As you can see, the lights are pretty well done. They're really good to be a Hot Wheels model. They're really cool. I like it. I like them. Overall, a really good model, actually. I really like it. It costs a lot though, because it's rare. It's a rare one, but I mean, I like it. It's a good collection piece. It's not even a car you see every day, and it's not a car which everybody loves. But I mean, look at it. It's really good actually. But now let's go for the incriminated piece of today. Let's go into the intimidation point of today. Okay, so basically this is a Kyosho model. It has a lot of features more than any other, you know, well, except the auto art thing. It's one of those trademarks who does really detailed and realistic models. I really love this one, not just because it's one of my favorite cars ever, but it's just, I mean, I can't describe this thing. Just look at it. Even if you look at outside, you just see the realism of it. Like, for example, let me show you. What the fuck? Something just collapsed in here, blah. You see, like, for example, let me give you an example. Let me remove these batteries first. Okay, so let's get back to this real beauty. Let's open this. As you can see in here, actually it is really good. Like, As you can see here, the decals have a height, like they are not, I don't know how to say, they have a height, yeah. They are not just normal sheets, they are like when you have the clear car, like you done the paint, you apply a decal on the car and you cover it with transparent, with clear coat. This is what happens here, but with the dark one, which is, I mean, not the dark one, with the like this is what happened with matte coat. This model is detailed in pretty much everything. Like, for example, let's start in behind. As you can see, the quality is tangible. Like, for example, just look at it behind. Like, for example, as you can see here, the lights are even have little dots in there. I just simply love it. There are all of those details all around, like the things that put the hood down in the race, for example, but all the details like the license plate lights were positioned like in here and in here. But let's open the hood and see what happens. Okay, so this is purely fine metal and it is real great. This doesn't open actually that much, and that's pretty disappointing, but let's see in here what do we have. Okay, so basically we have the 348 Cleveland, which is the De Tomaso Pantera's engine. As you can see from those two, it's pretty well different. I will show you what I mean. For example, let's get our Hot Wheels De Tomaso by showing. Let's open it back up and see what happens. As you can see, those two different hoods, like this one, I know it's a race version and one is not, but those joints over here, which are pretty rude actually, and you done here like that. But as you can see from here, I will show you, just look at the fucking interiors. Look at, there are pneumatic thing in here to get it open. Like, I will show you what I mean. The pneumatic holders, they are just going up and down with the car, with the trunk, I mean. Actually, the engine bay is surprisingly not that much detailed, actually. It doesn't have all the wires. I expected all wires and such, because it's a Kyosho, but it's actually not. So yeah, but it has a lot of more finishers, like for example, the joint connectors, like the exhaust joints, all in there, the oil cap, the whatever it is in there, or the those things which I don't know how they're called in English.
Nice.
I fucking love it. This is the 1972 De Tomaso Pantera, which participated in Le Mans. I don't remember which year, maybe 1972 either. And this car raced with Bozzetto and Rubens. It was all the original sponsors from the 24 Hours of Le Mans. There is also a version in Assetto Corsa, which I actually drive it in races, and yeah, it is basically the same thing. I absolutely love this model, actually. Not only because it costed like 320 euros, not that, and my wallet just wanted to kill me, but actually, you know, this is an investment. I mean, just look at it, it's so beautiful. I really love all the rivets, all the things that are in here. Like, as you can see on the fender, where there are little points in it, which are the colored rivets. All the original sponsors makes, you know, it makes you nostalgic just to look at it. But it's not ended here. Also the rims, all the tires are well made, are the slick ones even. they're really well done. The rims, as you can see, they're the same stuff. And actually, what I forgot to tell you about the past video in the Nissan GT-R R35, go check out my video in the description, are the dimensions of the models. You know, there are models which are correctly scaled and others not. For example, like there are, you know, like the Solidos, for example, they are a little bigger than it originally is. Actually, I don't know the reason for it, but it actually is. This one is exactly like the model should be. It's really well done. It's a piece that I love also because of those details. Just look at the thing in here. Just look at the door, the door handle, the mirror, which has also an actual mirror. I mean, it is not a mirror, but you know, it's a quality mirror. I don't know how to say. Okay, let's just open this stuff over here. I don't want to open it from the window because it will I know it's bad, but it's tough actually to... Oh yeah, that's why. Okay. To open this door is really tough. Okay, I have to say, the door is really tough to open, which is not a bad thing. This means quality. Most of the times. It depends on how it closes and if it leaves this door a little more out of the silhouette of the car. But let's check out the interiors. Look at this shit. Look at that fucking thing. It has also the Momo inscription in it. All the gear stick, all the indicators, all of the stuff. As you can see in the interiors, you can't see it properly, but as you can see those silver stuff over there, those are the actual 5-point seat belts, and they are not plastic, they are tissue. This is fucking tissue out of it. Oh, and something really wonderful. It has turning lights. You know, Kyosho models are famous for their quality overall and their extra gadgets in the car, like for example the pop-ups. And this is the interior. As you can see, it has the lights that goes up and down. They are symmetrically connected, as you have seen before. Actually, the lights are they have a really good proportion out of it. They are really well done and measured, so I really like it. They're so well done, like what the fuck. Oh, I forgot to tell you, all of this car is openable. It has a lot of open stuff like this. Holes to get in. Okay, let's open it up. This is pure metal. And okay, so basically that's what in there. As you can clearly see, we have all the brake pump, radiator vents, the battery, and the old inscription in there. As you can see, the decal. What I loved about it is that they have metal joints, separate joints to get it there with the screws in it. It is so wonderful to see that. As you can see even more clearly in there, there are like the interiors. As you can see, they have a lot of indicators with their own lancets. How are they called in English? You know, the sticks that just goes there like this. Interior is really well done actually. I really love this model. Also the interior of the hood has all the and the lines, as you can see in here. They're not lines, I don't know how they're called in English, I'm bad at it, but it is all self-learned. But as you can see, there are all the holes, the let's call them lines. They are not lines, but still it has a lot of features in it and I really love it. There is all the suspensions which are actually connected. There are joints over here. I don't have any words, man. Like, what the fuck? The exhaust tip has actual holes in it, which makes it more realistic. The slick tires, if I had to be really annoying, the lines in it is bad, but man, just looking at the entire car, there are all the De Tomaso and Pantera inscriptions in there. I don't know if in the video looks right. You know, this model is worth to have in your collection. I say this because everything in here is not only trustworthy in terms of historic, it is historically accurate, not only that, but it is there is a lot of detail in it, even in the smallest shit. And all, for example, the stupid things, like in here you can see there is this red dot over here. You can see those are the turning lights. Why the fuck are in there? I don't know. The car is wonderfully made, really wonderfully made. The color is perfect, the tone of it. I do the paint technician, so yeah, I just check on it. Don't do that work, please. The decals, they are not just pushed it up like that with all the holes in there like the Burago ones done. They are more thinner, so this means that they have thinned them to make them penetrate into all these holes, which are the air holes, I guess. It's just the model. It has everything in it. It has openable doors. It also have the downsides of it, like not the downsides, the chassis part, the downside part in here, which nobody gives a shit of it, you know. And they did the thing in there. They just done the detail even in there. This model is something you really want in your collection, because it's also a piece which actually takes a price every year up, and if they are well preserved, those are the models that they will get you more money with the time. And this car is, for me, it's perfect. It doesn't have anything wrong, except there's some little parts, but if you think of it, everything is maniacally detailed. It's so realistic, it is unrealistic. I don't know how to say. So what's the big difference between those two? Of course, the price. As you can see, both are really rare models. I don't see them everywhere. I didn't see them at all in the stores. They are so rare and they are so unrequested that the stores didn't have them actually. I didn't see them in the stores in Italy over here. But essentially, the difference is about price. The price for the Kyosho, well, it's pretty fucking high. It is like, I paid it 320 for this, if I remember well, but I'm not sure. It's around, you know, 300 from 450 euros or maybe more. I have to check, but it's a really high price for a 1.18 model. You have to be a real passionate about what you have, but if you spend those 300 euros, they are well spent if you conserve it well. If you keep it well and you take care of it, you don't break it, you just watch it. This is some satisfaction in your life coming up. Also, the other one is actually more rare than the Kyosho for some reason, because you don't see them often, especially the new ones like that. This doesn't have any scratches at all, so you can afford it for 120 euros. But the thing is that they're difficult to find. I don't know for which reason. Maybe it's on the Hot Wheels. I don't actually know. But essentially, what you search for, if you are an amateur, just search for an Hot Wheels. Both of them have the steering wheels, but the difference is that the Hot Wheels one is more dynamic and the Kyosho one is less dynamic. This one has a lot less steering angle. That one is better for it. So yeah, I hope that you really like this video and that I've been, as much explicative as possible to make your ideas more clear. And yeah, if you like the video, just subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and it really made me happy and continues this passion with someone who has the same passion, of course. So yeah, wish you a really good collection coming up, and yeah, hope I've done a good work, and see you in the next videos.